So everyone's thinking about who's best suited to win the Kentucky Derby this time of year. And Simon, you put together top 10 prospects.
Top 5, actually. I went with top 5. Hard to come up with 10 at this juncture. It's so early on in the running. But yeah, number 1, you're going to see my list here in just a second. Starting at number 5 at the bottom, I'm going to put Competitive Edge in there. That's a pretty decent colt from the top, Fletcher Bond, who has been very, very impressive in both his starts. He's been working well down in South Florida. Fletcher absolutely loaded, by the way. He's got Blofeld, who hasn't worked, but I was going to put him on my list, but the lack of works makes me worried for him. Number 4 comes Dortmund for trainer Bob Baffert. We know what he did in the Los Alamitos Futurity, beating Firing Line, and Mr. Z, who came back and had an erratic race in the Smarty Jones. Dortmund, big, good-looking son of Big Brown. He's a big, huge, very impressive individual. Little, what do they call him? Little point given, something like that?
Yeah, because Baffert has made the reference to point given.
Yeah, exactly.
Sheer size.
So he's only going to get better as he gets older and the races get longer. There's no question about that. Coming in at number 3, Carpe Diem. It's been very impressive for trainer Todd Pletcher. We haven't seen him this year. His last start was back up at Saratoga. Excuse me, it was at Keeneland when he won Keeneland, and then he went to the Breeders' Cup and finished a decent second, nosing out upstart. And I think he could, if he goes back to that Keeneland race, I think we all walked away from that race, the Breeders' Futurity, very impressed with him, the son of Giants Causeway. So if he can go back to that form at the start of his 3-year-old campaign, I think he's going to be a major player. Then at number 2, Texas Red, Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner. You have to put him at the top of the list. We've seen both his works here on TVG the last couple of weeks. He's prepping for his seasonal debut here pretty soon, and I think he's in good shape. Trainer Keith DeZormo and brother Kent. And I don't see that as a fluke. That was a good performance in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He beat that field fair and square, I think, that day. Just remains to be seen whether he can transfer that form over to his 3-year-old year. And at number 1, the horse that beat him down at Del Mar, American Pharoah, who had some issues, got sidelined for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Hopefully back in training, going to have 2 races. That's the plan before the Derby. I would imagine one of them being the Santa Anita Derby.
Polyman, what do you think of that list? Who's missing? Would you have someone different in that top 5?
Well, here, yeah, I mean, Competitive Edge obviously has the talent. American Pharoah, I'm worried he's just not going to make it to the race. I'm wondering if he's, to me, a little bit like Opportunity, if he's going to get left behind a tiny bit. He has a ton of talent, obviously, but I'm just worried he's not going to get to the race. That's a solid top 5. Mine's a little different.
Okay, all right. Paulie, we're going to take a look at your top 5 in the next hour. But as Simon pointed out, if you were pressed to come up with 10 through 6 would be tough to come up with.
Impossible.
Yeah, it is, because if you think about it, we probably haven't even seen maybe the Derby winner, really. I mean, horses obviously haven't won the Derby in a long time that have not started as a 2-year-old. But I have a horse on my list that I'll just preview called Ocean Knight. It's had 1 start. So we haven't seen maybe the Derby winner or some of the Derby horses yet that maybe we could surprise this weekend in the Holy Bull. A lot of different races.
Exactly. I mean, Competitive Edge hasn't started since win up in the Hopeful. He crushed that field, beat Nice Spent It. And then Blofeld for Pletcher, who won the Nashua. He's undefeated in 3 starts. He hasn't even worked this year, so he's up against it.
All right, now for the latest information leading up to the Kentucky Derby, you'll find it here on TVG. The best part is with all these important prep races, including the Holy Bull this Saturday at Gulfstream Park, you can play those races leading up to the Kentucky Derby at tvg.com.